Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode in our TNA series in TEW 2020. I, of course, am CR Daredevil. And here tonight, it is the Impact After No Surrender, where we found out who will be going on to challenge for the TNA Knockouts and TNA World's Championship, as Velvet Sky won the Knockouts Bound for Glory series, and Samoa Joe won the men's. So we're going to have to see how that all plays out tonight. On top of that, we have some more interesting other build leading to Bound for Glory. And we'll have to see how it all plays out. We open up the show for 4,870 people at the Show Me Center in Missouri to a 67 rated segment, as we see AJ Styles, still the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, coming out to the ring. Of course, he retained against Chris Sabin at No Surrender because Shelton Benjamin was not at the arena. He was not available for us on that night. He comes out and he says that he wished he could have beaten Shelton Benjamin at No Surrender, but he had to wait. He's going to have to wait until Benjamin decides to show up here. And instead, he had a hell of a matchup with Chris Sabin, but at the end of the day, he's still your TNA World Heavyweight Champion. This brings out MVP, flanked by Shelton Benjamin. MVP says that Benjamin was too busy being a megastar elsewhere to get his title opportunity last night. He was too busy with other things. But he's here tonight, and he wants his title match tonight. And MVP's already talked to Daredevil, and the match has already been signed. So tonight in the main event, it will be AJ Styles versus Shelton Benjamin for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Just days after Styles had a grueling matchup against Chris Sabin, so we'll have to see how that ends up playing out for him. 67 rated for the segment here. Didn't advance any storyline, which is kind of weird, but whatever. But yeah, there you go. So AJ Styles and Shelton Benjamin will be happening here tonight. Not quite the pay-per-view main event that we hoped for with these two, but to be fair, Shelton Benjamin never seems to be available for our pay-per-views. So there's that. And I apologize if I'm going to be pausing a little bit while I'm speaking here. I had a tooth kind of get a chip in it earlier, and it's rubbing up against my gum. So it's making it kind of hard to speak, but I want to make sure I got this done, so I'm going to have to pause momentarily here and there to deal with that. But anyway, there you go. Opening segment leads to our big main event here tonight. Then, in a poor matchup, gets 49 rated. Io Shirai defeats Gail Kim in 8:36 by pinfall to moonsault press in a bit of an upset, as ODB came out and distracted Gail Kim, getting a little bit of revenge for Gail Kim getting involved in ODB's matches recently. 49 rating for the match, 53 from Gail Kim, 41 from Io Shirai. Yeah, I wanted to, get Io a big victory on Impact. I'm trying to get her popularity up. So she gets a big victory over Gail Kim, in a bit of a surprise, we are able to continue on the ODB and Gail Kim feud as well, which we'll have to see how that continues to play out. But Gail Kim, she was knocked out of the Knockouts Bound for Glory series from the final, in the final three. And now she lost a match here to Io Shirai on Impact. She's going to probably start losing it here soon, but big victory for Io Shirai to open up Impact this week. Then after that, we have a backstage promo from Team Dixie. Magnus and Mickie James are absolutely pissed about how No Surrender played out. They are pissed off of the fact that Samoa Joe and Velvet Sky beat them respectively. They are pissed off at the fact that they even had to go through that tournament, or the Bound for Glory series to begin with. And they say that this past Sunday was the final straw. Magnus and Mickie James lost. Abyss and Rockstar Spud lost. EC3 wasn't even in the finals. Tonight, that was the final straw. They've had enough. Team Dixie are going to be taking over. 64 rating here, as they are they're making it clear that they are targeting some people here tonight. After that, non-title tag team match sees Jimmy Jacobs and Colt Cabana defeating Danny Matthews and Mitch Carter, two local talents, in 652 when Cabana gets Mitch Carter to submit to the Billy Goat's Curse. 55 rating for the match, 59 from Cabana, 53 from Jacobs, 34 from Danny Matthews, 37 from Mitch Carter. This was basically just, let's keep the tag team champions looking strong. We still have to figure out who might eventually step up to their challenge. I mean, they've defeated some of the top tag teams here in TNA, so we're gonna have to see who can step up to defeat them, to take the titles away from them. But 55 rating here for this match. Then we have a very interesting segment happen as we see Adam Cole with a promo. I kind of forgot that was going to pop up on there, but that's all right. Adam Cole is in the ring with a promo. He says that he may have lost to Jay Lethal at No Surrender, but that Lethal is still a coward because Lethal took the coward's way out in that matchup, even though he really didn't, but he did. And while he's sitting there talking, he turns around and he gets gored by none other than Rhino. Rhino just randomly decided to show up in the ring and gore Adam Cole. This brings out Jay Lethal, who, kind of laughs at him as Rhino's just punching away at Adam Cole, which of course then brings out Adam Cole's ally, the new the new X Division champion, Roderick Strong, who runs out and chases them off. 52 rating for the segment. And we see somebody, we're not quite sure who it is, despite what it says there. We're not quite sure who it is, but we see somebody in like a hooded sweatshirt just kind of standing at the top of the ramp as Rhino and Jay Lethal head up there. And we're kind of confused as to who it is, but it looks like this is setting up something, and the commentators get word from back while this segment is coming to an end that this is going to lead to a tag team matchup here later tonight. It will be Jay Lethal and Rhino taking on Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. So we'll have that at tag team action here tonight on Impact. Then after that, we get a quick little segment backstage, which is setting up a storyline where we see Mercedes Martinez and Portia Perez. They are making fun of Evie. They say that she didn't deserve to be in the Knockouts Bound for Glory series because she did absolutely horrible in it, and she couldn't even get her new bestie to help out because they both absolutely sucked in it, and that if Martinez or Perez had been in that tournament, they would have won it with ease and all of that. So they're kind of picking on Evie until Candice LeRae shows up, and they're just kind of mocking them a little bit before they're like, you know what, whatever, we'll deal with you guys later, and then they walk off. So Candice and Evie, Evie's getting made fun of by Martinez and Perez. We'll have to see what that ends up leading to. 35 rated segment here. Then after that, poor matchup sees Alex Shelley defeat Tigre Uno in 735 by pinfall with an underarm snap STO. 58 rating for the match, 54 from Shelley and 45 from Tigre Uno. And I just realized I might have mixed something up here, so I'm going to flip it over to that really quick. But Alex Shelley gets the victory there. Yep, okay. I did miss that up. I'm going to move that there. Okay. Anyway, so Alex Shelley gets the victory there. Nice 58 rated matchup there. Afterwards, the Guns are in the ring. Alex Shelley, kind of selling a little bit there, but Chris Sabin says that he may have came up short at No Surrender, but he took AJ Styles to his limit and then some, and that next time he will beat him for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Because he is a true main eventer. He is a true champion. The Motor City Machine Guns are true champions here in TNA, unlike the Wolves. The Wolves are pathetic losers who were found beat up backstage. They can't believe that they tripped over their own feet and smashed their faces into the wall and all that stuff. Just sitting here mocking the Wolves until the Wolves come from out of nowhere and chase off the Guns. Wolves grab the microphones that Sabin just had. We'll say Eddie grabbed the microphone that Sabin just had. And Eddie demands a match next week on Impact against the Guns, which we will have to see if that ends up happening. 51 rating here as we advance the storyline there. So the Guns and the Wolves may be having a match next week on Impact. We'll have to see if that ends up happening. Then after that, Beer Money pick up a victory over Anthony Corelli and Chris Hero in 11:08 when Rube pinned Hero with a payoff thanks to Homicide running in and attacking Anthony Corelli during the matchup. 67 from Bobby Roode, 57 from James Storm, 54 from Chris Hero, and 52 from Anthony Corelli, who seemed off his game. Advanced the storyline with Hero and Kingston, Corelli and Homicide as well. 68 rating for the match is really good there. Beer Money getting a victory. Again, not a whole lot for them to do at the moment, but they're getting, they're still staying pretty relevant at the moment, at this time being. I do have a bit of a plan for them, but I need to get to that point. So, nevertheless, 68 rating here for this match. Then after that, Mike Bennett is seen getting beaten up backstage by Abyss, Magnus, and EC3 of Team Dixie. Bennett gets slammed into the wall and stomped away on, while the three men from Team Dixie are just enraged. They're not, they're not showing cockiness like they normally do. They are just pissed off, and clearly Team Dixie has already started on the attacks now. This gets a 56 rating. Then after that, this went a little bit too long, but that's all right. Velvet Sky. She has an in-ring promo where she talks about how nobody expected her to win the Knockouts Bound for Glory series, but she shut up all the haters out there and won it. And now she will get a rematch against Madison Rayne, as long as Rayne can hold on to that championship, of course. She will get a rematch against Madison Rayne for the Knockouts Championship, and this time she will be successful in taking that title away from her. She calls out Madison Rayne, says that she wants to, meet her face to face here and shake her hand ahead of that matchup, because she knows that those two are going to put on a hell of a match at Bound for Glory. This brings out Madison Rayne, who's very skeptical about this, wanting of the handshaking from Velvet Sky. And it turns out that Madison Rayne was right to be skeptical, because she gets blindsided by Angelina Love, who attacks her. Love and Sky do the 2-on-1 attack until, surprisingly, Street Leader Melissa makes a save. She comes out and makes the save and chases off Love and Sky and actually helps Rayne to her feet. So remember, Melissa's been talking about wanting respect recently and wanting another shot at the Knockouts Championship, but she just saved the Knockouts Champion. So we'll have to see what this ends up leading to. But this gets to 47 for the segment, as we will we'll have to see where things go from here. Then after that, we get a Knockouts matchup that sees Rosemary defeat Leva Bates in 651 by pinfall, Spider's twist, or by submission, that is, with a Spider's twist. 38 from Rosemary, 39 from Leva. Of course, this is advancing that storyline with the Lucha Sisters and the Decay that have been happening recently. Only gets 33 because both of them have do not have that much popularity. But, got to build them up. So Rosemary gets a victory here. And continuing on that storyline. We'll have to see where things go with that. Then after that, 62 rated segment here, as we see Austin Aries in the ring with promo. Actually, he's not in the ring, sorry, he's backstage. Meant to put backstage there, but he's backstage, and he's expressing his disappointment. He says, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get into the Final Four of the Bound for Glory series. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. I couldn't get into the Final Four. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to bounce back. I'm going to have to bounce back and do better next time and do what I need to do to get that shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And this brings in Christopher Daniels, who's just laughing at Austin Aries and says, yeah, you couldn't get into it. Thanks to me, you couldn't get into the Final Four of the Bound for Glory series. I proved that I am better than you, Austin Aries. You go around calling yourself the greatest man that ever lived. I proved that I am far greater than you could ever be, because I am the fallen angel. And Aries goes, you lost in the first round of the Final Fourth of the little mini tournament. You couldn't get past Samoa Joe. Daniels is like, yeah, but I still got there, didn't I? He walks off all cocky. 62 rating here as Clearly, it looks like we're going to have some issues between Austin Aries and Christopher Daniels heading forward. Then we go backstage where once again, well, we're still backstage, but we go to a different part of the area backstage where once again we see Team Dixie on the attack. This time attacking Paul London and Brian Kendrick, beating them up. Of course, Abyss and Rockstar Spud took a loss to them at No Surrender, so of course you would imagine that they would get their revenge against them. And they're doing so here as a 4-on-2 beatdown is leaving Kendrick and London laid out in the backstage area. Leaving them left laid out in the back as officials come to check on London and Kendrick here to a 59 rating. Then after that, we get our tag team matchup. This sees Rhino and Jay Lethal defeat Adam Cole and Roderick Strong in 12:30 when Jay Lethal pinned Roderick Strong with a lethal combination after Truth Martini interfered. The guy who was wearing that hooded sweatshirt earlier that, we already got spoiled to a little bit, but still, Truth Martini interfered. He took off the hood. Everybody was kind of surprised about the fact that it was Truth Martini and allowed Strong and Cole to get distracted enough for Lethal to hit the lethal combination and get the victory over the new X Division champion. So, that could be big. That could be deserving of X Division title matchup right there for Jay Lethal, since he got the pin on the champion. 67 rating for this tag team matchup, which is a really good rating, honestly. I'll gladly take that. But, Truth Martini interfered in that. And afterwards, yeah, I guess I kind of expected that. Rhino and Jay Lethal are brawling with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. When all of a sudden the All Night Express come running out, surprisingly, and they start helping out Rhino and Jay Lethal. So they start beating down Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. This brings out Red Dragon, the rest of Future Shock, who come out to try to help out their allies, but the numbers game is just too much, and they end up laid out too. And we are left with the image of Truth Martini standing there with Rhino, Jay Lethal, Kenny King, and Rhett Titus, and Shaul Guerrero, who is still managing King and Titus. As it's kind of revealed, I didn't have enough people, or I didn't have, I couldn't put a ninth person on the screen, so I couldn't do this. But Truth Martini gets on the microphone and says that everyone here in TNA will fall to the House of Truth. So it is official. The House of Truth is here in TNA. Rhino, Jay Lethal, Kenny King, Rhett Titus, and Shaul Guerrero, as well as Truth Martini. So the House of Truth is here in TNA. And it looks like they're targeting Future Shocks. We'll have to see how that ends up playing out. 41 rating here because of some of the people involved, but that's fine. We'll get things going better than that in the future. Then after that, D'Angelo, De Niro, and Gunner have a match. He gets a 50 rating. De Niro picks up the victory in 7:42 by pinfall to DDE. 50 rating for the match. 49 from De Niro and 35 from Gunner because they don't click at all, so that sucks. But this was basically just getting De Niro another victory, making him look good. Kind of keeping him up in that upper mid-card echelon right now. Upper mid-card / main event echelon right now. Kind of going from there, so not much to say about this other than De Niro gets a victory. Smojo, who apparently was very poor when trying to improvise dialogue, which makes no sense. Smojo has a backstage promo where he says that he doesn't give a damn who wins the title match between AJ Styles and Shelton Benjamin, because he doesn't care who's the champion at Bound for Glory. He has no care at all about who is the champion, because he's going to rip the title from whoever the champion is at Bound for Glory, whether anyone likes it or not. 77 rating segment here. Gains heat for the storyline. Good stuff. Good stuff there as Smojo. Clearly focused on, continuing his dominating ways from the Bound for Glory series to becoming the TNA World Heavyweight Champion at Bound for Glory. Then, before we can get to the main event, we find out that Jeff Hardy is also being attacked by Team Dixie backstage. Of course, Jeff Hardy and Magnus had a hell of a matchup at No Surrender that Jeff almost won if it wasn't for some shady tactics that allowed Magnus to get the victory. Apparently, this leads to Team Dixie attacking Jeff Hardy because of this. Then yours truly, we show up hearing about this commotion, where we confront Dixie and the rest of Team Dixie. We're like, listen, enough. We're not going to play this game of everybody attacking people backstage and all this bullshit. Enough. You guys need to stop. And, Magnus and Abyss and EC3 and Spud look like they're getting ready to go after yours truly, but Dixie just kind of puts her hand up and says, fine, we will stop for tonight, but you need to accept our offer. And then they all walk off. So 62 rating here, as once again the offer thing gets brought up, but Jeff Hardy, Mike Bennett, Brian Kendrick, Paul London all attacked here tonight by Team Dixie. So we'll have to see what that ends up leading to. And then the main event gets an 82 rating. God damn it. This could have been a great main event for No Surrender. Oh. In a good matchup, though, AJ Styles defeats Shelton Benjamin 16-41 by pinfall at the Styles Clash to make defense number 4 of the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. 82 rating for the match, 75 from Styles, 67 from Benjamin. Really great back and forth matchup that sees Styles get the victory here tonight. And after that main event, AJ Styles and Kurt Angle, who was at ringside, of course, gets jumped by MVP D'Angelo De Niro and Shelton Benjamin until Samoa Joe comes down. And, MVP and De Niro and Benjamin are kind of looking at him like, all right, yeah, he's going to be with us. Like, he wants to go after the TNA World Champion. He wants to soften him up, all that kind of stuff. Until all of a sudden Joe just lays out De Niro, lays out MVP, lays out Shelton Benjamin, sends all three, running from the ring at this point. Angle's kind of helping out Styles a little bit to his feet, as both Angle and Styles kind of look questioningly at Joe, wondering why the hell Joe just did that, to a 71 rating. So Samoa Joe supposedly helping out Styles and Angle. We're not sure what happened there, but Samoa Joe chased off MVP and D'Angelo De Niro and Shelton Benjamin. We'll have to see where things lead to there. That gives us a show rating of 76. Increase in popularity in 23 regions. Very good stuff to see there. Can't complain about that in the slightest. So yeah, pretty good episode of Impact. Days after No Surrender. We'll have to see what ends up happening with that. Son of a bitch. I mean, I guess it's not really spoiling anything, but not the William Regal thing. Although it would be really interesting to bring in William Regal, but not the William Regal thing. I keep stealing him from, or I keep getting him from in too many series over. I probably should pass up on him in this series. So we re-signed Cheerleader Melissa, because she got an offer from WWE, because WWE was trying to steal her away from us. And then I go to look at the mail, and now they're trying to steal Io Shirai. WWE is trying to target one of our knockouts. They're trying to get somebody from us. Now they're going after Io, so now we're going to have to make an offer to Io after this, but that's fine. I have faith that we can try to keep Io Shirai as well. Anyway, Impact for the night gets 76 rating, 1.365 million viewers. NXT had a 53 rating, had 160,000 viewers, featured The Ascension defeating Tyler Breeze and CJ Parker to retain the NXT Tag Team titles. And then Ring of Honor got a 57. Had Scott Steiner and Bully Ray defeat the Young Bucks in a cage match. What the hell? What the hell is that? Oh, that is something. That is something. Take a quick look at Explosion. We don't have the Bound for Glory series happening anymore, so Explosion's going back to its not a lot of, very unpopular people on the roster competing on the show, so obviously the rating was not that good. As you see there, Terrence Terrell defeated Allison Kay in a dark match. Mike Bennett got a victory over Jesse. Mercedes Martinez got a victory over Allie. The Von Erichs defeated Danny Matthews and Mitch Carter. We brought him in to put over the Von Erichs and to put over the Tag Team Champions. And then Red Dragon defeated Bram and Crazy Steve of the Decay in the main event. So, not a great rated show, but to be fair, that's kind of what Explosion is supposed to be. Is it's supposed to be kind of a lower tier show to kind of start getting people popularity. So we'll have to see what ends up happening with all that. But thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And hopefully you guys are excited to see the coming weeks before Bound for Glory. I'm excited for it. I have some, I've already got the Bound for Glory card in mind. I've had it in mind for a couple of months now at this point. And I'm excited to see how it all ends up playing out. So thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And we will catch you in the next episode.